TMZ did not tell the story about how Lil Papa passed away correctly. The story is just simply he got in a car accident. He called his manager worried about the accident. His manager told him meet him in the parking lot of Hilton. No police. When he met up with his manager, him and his manager were having a conversation. They did not say what the manager told him, but whatever was said during the conversation, he decided to up his gun and then proceed to do what you guys know next. A off-duty officer that was working at the Hilton seen the incident as well, called the police, and he was it was not an OD, it was not all this other stuff. Those are blog pages lying, and TMZ is just so quick to try to put out an article. They're not proofreading what they're saying, and it has everybody on the internet confused on if he did it in front of police or if he just did it in front of the manager or who all was there. Is it on body cam? No.
The music world just caught a heavy blow, and this one hit different. Today, we're breaking down what reportedly happened in the final moments of Jacksonville rapper Lil Papa's life. And the details are honestly hard to process. This isn't about hype. This isn't about drama. This is about a young artist whose story took a heartbreaking turn at just 25 years old. If you've ever listened to Lil Papa, then you already know his music wasn't just vibes. It was pain, reflection, and real-life pressure wrapped into lyrics. Tracks like Love and War, Mind Over Matter, and Happy Tears don't exactly scream carefree energy. Even the titles alone feel heavy, like someone trying to battle their own thoughts while smiling for the world. When you go back and really sit with those songs, it almost feels like he was telling us something deeper all along. Now here's where things get serious. After news first broke that Lil Papa had passed away, more details started surfacing through major outlets. According to reports, his real name was Genius Michael Wheeler, and he was pronounced deceased in Georgia at the age of 25. Just typing that out feels unreal. 25 is still so young, still figuring life out.
Lil Papa, born Janarius Wheeler, has died at the age of 25. The medical examiner's office in Fulton County, Georgia, confirming his death to us. The Jacksonville native built a loyal fan base. Christina Burgess has been speaking with those who grew up with him. And Christina, they tell you that his legacy will live on.
Heather and Anthony, Lil Papa was more than just a rapper. He was a hometown dream turned reality. At just 25 years old, he built a powerful voice for himself in the music industry. Now, as friends, family, and fans try to process his sudden loss, those who grew up beside him say that he was bigger than just music.
He was just a great guy. Outside of the music and the artistry, man, he was a good human. And I'll never forget him.
Law enforcement officials in Hapeville, Georgia, later shared what they say led up to everything. Reportedly, Lil Papa was involved in a single-car crash on Interstate 85 South. And to be clear, authorities stated no one else was involved. It wasn't a multi-vehicle situation. He allegedly struck something, but the vehicle was still able to move afterward. That detail alone has people confused and asking questions. From what's been shared after the crash, he contacted his manager and asked what he should do next. Think about that for a second. In the middle of chaos, the first call goes out for guidance. That says a lot. His manager reportedly told him they would meet nearby at a parking lot connected to a Hilton hotel. So the situation shifts from highway accident to a quiet parking lot meeting. And that's where things reportedly took an even darker turn. Police Chief Bruce Headley stated that when Lil Papa arrived at the location, he remained inside his vehicle while speaking with his manager through the rolled-down window. According to authorities, during that interaction, he suddenly ended his own life inside the car. That's the official version that was shared publicly. And if that's accurate, it's devastating on a level that's hard to put into words. Now let's pause for a moment. Because whenever situations like this unfold, the internet starts moving fast.
Jacksonville native and music producer Scotty OTH says he grew up with rapper Lil Papa, and the two shared big dreams.
I was making beats, then he was making music. In 2019, 18, we ended up making, our first track together. Outside is deeper than music. That was family to me. We called each other cousin.
Scotty says his grind was unmatched.
Very hard worker. I ain't never seen nobody outwork Papa. I was usually the last man standing in the studio. Forever Young was Papa's favorite song that we did together.
In 2022, Lil Papa signed with Yo Gotti's collective music group, a defining moment in his career. He released several fan favorites, including Love and War, Mind Over Matter, and Happy Tears.
People start connecting dots, replaying interviews, dissecting lyrics, and forming their own theories. But it's important to remember, the information available comes from official statements and reports. None of us were there. None of us truly know what was going through his mind in that moment. What makes this even more emotional is the contrast. On one hand, you have an artist building momentum, gaining recognition, and putting out music that clearly resonated with people. On the other hand, you have someone possibly dealing with silent battles that don't show up in highlight reels. Fame can look shiny on the outside, but behind closed doors, it can feel isolating. That's just real talk. Fans have also pointed out how raw and personal his music felt. It wasn't surface-level rap. It sounded like therapy sessions over beats. When you listen back now, lines hit differently. Not because they predicted anything, but because they show how layered his emotions were. Sometimes the loudest cries for help don't come in obvious ways. And then there's the timing. A single car crash, a phone call for direction, a meetup in a quiet parking lot. Within a short span of time, everything changed. It's the kind of sequence that leaves people sitting in disbelief, trying to understand how a day can spiral that quickly. At the end of the day, what we have are reported details from officials and news sources. There's no need to sensationalize something this serious. A young man lost his life. A family lost a son. Fans lost an artist whose voice carried real weight. And whether you followed his career closely or just knew a few songs, it's hard not to feel the weight of it all. This situation is a reminder that mental and emotional struggles don't always show themselves clearly. Sometimes they're hidden behind talent, ambition, and a strong public image. And when everything looks fine on the outside, that doesn't always mean it is. Lil Papa's story didn't end the way anyone expected. And the way it unfolded has left a lot of people reflecting, not just on what happened, but on the pressure that can build quietly over time. It's a heartbreaking chapter in hip-hop, and one that won't be forgotten anytime soon. The details that followed made everything even heavier. According to law enforcement, while sitting inside his vehicle during that meeting, Lil Papa allegedly pulled out a handgun, placed it to his head, and fired. It all reportedly happened within seconds. An off-duty officer working security at the hotel immediately called 911. Emergency responders rushed him to Grady Hospital, but he was later pronounced deceased. Officials also stated there was no note left behind. Just like that, it was over. No long explanation, no final message, just silence. When you hear that version of events, it hits hard. And for anyone who really paid attention to his music, it almost feels like there were warning signs hidden in plain sight. This isn't about assuming anything, but his catalog was full of emotion, pressure, and mental strain. Over and over again, you'd hear lines that hinted at inner battles. It wasn't subtle either. The pain felt layered, like someone trying to stay strong while quietly breaking inside. There were also social media posts over the years that fans pointed to. Not direct confessions or anything like that, but captions, moods, and lyrics that made people say, "Man, he's carrying a lot." Of course, artists often speak from creative spaces, so you can't automatically treat every lyric as real life. But when something tragic happens, people start replaying everything with a different lens. And then there's another layer to this story that adds even more complexity. If you follow Jacksonville's rap scene, you already know it's been intense for years. Rivalries, street politics, losses. It's not just music, it's real-life tension mixed into art. At one point, a throwback photo circulated online showing Lil Papa standing alongside Julio Foolio. Now, for context, Foolio was known for representing the 6 block side of Jacksonville.
Another shocking thing you mentioned in the record was Lil Papa, another Jacksonville artist who releases quality music.
Yeah.
He seems to stay to himself. He's not all over the blogs and doing all this. And you mentioned him. What's the history with you and him? How does that correlate?
Shit, we got songs too. We got songs out on YouTube and shit. But shit, we just got in the we fought. I beat his ass type shit. I had beat his ass and shit in the mall and shit. Me and my little cousin Coach had beat his ass in the mall and shit. That just was that. That shit on, you know what I'm saying? That just was that.
Lil Papa, on the other hand, was associated with 1,200. Those two sides weren't exactly friendly. There was even a situation back in 2018 where Lil Papa and Julio Foolio reportedly got into a fight at a mall. Foolio later spoke about it during an interview, basically saying they handled it right there in public. After that incident, diss lyrics started flying.
How do you go from making songs with somebody to fight? Like, what is that energy? How does that energy even come about? Like, what happened?
This what it be, Sean. When I make a song, I say people's name right. I'm direct with it. Y'all don't hear the 1,000 sneak disses a nigga say to me, antagonize me and shit. You get what I'm saying? So when I see you, I'ma address it type shit. Y'all probably ain't heard a million sneak disses because y'all don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, but we heard the shit. So when we see you, what it be about, you know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga on your ass. Nah, nigga beating your ass. Nah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Now here's where things get even darker. And this is where we have to be clear that this part is based on online discussions, not confirmed court findings. Months ago, posts started circulating on forums asking whether Lil Papa had any involvement in financing retaliation connected to Foolio's later death. Some users flat out accused him. Others said there was zero proof. One comment basically brushed it off, saying they didn't even listen to the rumors and only noticed he had a track titled 4 a.m. in Tampa on his album. So you see how messy this gets? Allegations, assumptions, internet detectives piecing together lyrics like they're crime files. It's important to pause right there. There has been no official public confirmation tying Lil Papa to organizing or funding any violent act. Online speculation is loud, but speculation isn't the same as verified evidence. And in moments like this, the internet can blur that line fast. What makes this situation feel so heavy is how all these pieces stack up. You've got a young rapper navigating fame. You've got long-standing rivalries that never fully cooled off. You've got lyrics filled with pain. You've got rumors swirling online. And then you've got a sudden tragic ending that leaves more questions than answers. Some people look at the rivalries and say the pressure must have been overwhelming. Others say we shouldn't mix street politics with mental health struggles because those are two different battles. The truth? We don't fully know what was weighing on him in those final hours. Only he did. And that's the part that sticks. It's easy to get caught up in the backstory. The 6 Block versus 1,200 tension, the mall altercation, the diss tracks, the online rumors. But at the center of all of it was a 25-year-old man, a son, a friend, an artist who built a fan base off raw emotion. When you zoom out, you see how complicated his world must have been. Music beef bleeding into real life, public perception shifting with every headline, fans analyzing every move. That's a lot for anyone to carry. Right now, what we have are official reports about how his life ended and a storm of online speculation about everything else. Separating fact from rumor is crucial because once someone is gone, narratives can spiral fast. Lil Papa's story isn't simple. It's layered with talent, rivalry, pressure, and unanswered questions. And while the internet debates timelines and theories, the reality is this: a young voice from Jacksonville is no longer here. That part isn't speculation. That part is real. When I first saw the online chatter, I already knew where it was headed. People weren't just mourning, they were digging. One person basically said, "I never knew Papa to diss like that, but I don't really listen to him." Then somebody else jumped in claiming, "He always sneak disses in his songs. You just gotta catch it. Papa be dissing. He just don't say names." That right there became the narrative. And if you follow Jacksonville's scene, you know what they mean by sneak dissing. It's when artists throw shots without dropping names. Only locals catch the references. Outsiders just hear bars. Even Julio Foolio once said something along the lines of, "Y'all don't catch the sneak diss because you're not from around here." His point was clear. If you're not tapped into the streets, you won't recognize the code. He claimed when he dissed people, he named them straight up. No guessing. So naturally, people started connecting dots. Lil Papa was from 1200. Julio Foolio was tied to 6 Block. Their sides had history. Then Foolio lost his life in Tampa in the early morning hours, reportedly around 4 or 5 a.m. Later, Lil Papa drops a track titled 4 a.m. in Tampa. You can already see why the internet started buzzing. Now here's the thing, a song title doesn't automatically mean involvement. Artists use timing, symbolism, and headlines all the time. But when rivalries already exist, every lyric gets put under a microscope. People started asking, was that coincidence? Was that a subtle jab? Or was it just creative expression? Nobody outside that circle truly knows. Then another layer got added when young N Ace publicly showed love to Lil Papa after his passing. And that stirred the pot even more, because young N Ace and Foolio had their own long-standing issues. So when Ace pays respects to Papa, critics immediately start saying, "See, there's something there." But again, that's interpretation. Paying tribute doesn't equal conspiracy. Still, the timing made the rumors louder. It didn't stop there. Lil Papa's name reportedly came up during proceedings connected to Foolio's case, specifically in discussions tied to Alicia Andrews. Now let's be careful here. Being mentioned in court or during testimony doesn't automatically mean guilt. Names can surface for many reasons, but once that detail hit social media, people treated it like confirmation. That's how fast narratives move online. But let's pivot back to something deeper. His mental state. There was an old post from someone named Laja Destiny who once wrote, "When Lil Papa dies, I'm gonna be so sad." And what made people uncomfortable was his reply. He responded, "Don't be, 'cause I won't." Reading that after everything that happened, it feels eerie. At the time, some people probably brushed it off as sarcasm or dark humor. Now it feels heavier. You can scroll through his music and hear the venting clear as day. He talked about stress, pressure, paranoia, loneliness. It wasn't just tough talk. It sounded like someone unloading pain through rhythm. Whether he was referencing rivals, personal struggles, or just life in Jacksonville, the emotion felt authentic. And this is where the conversation gets complicated. Some believe if he truly had involvement in any retaliation. And to be clear, that has not been proven publicly. That type of secret could weigh on a person. Guilt is heavy. Fear is heavy. Always looking over your shoulder is heavy. But that's speculation. There is no confirmed evidence showing he financed or orchestrated anything. That part lives in online rumor land. On the other hand, maybe it wasn't about street politics at all. Maybe it was simply mental health. Jacksonville's rap scene has been intense for years. Constant losses, ongoing tension, social media pressure, being labeled this or that. Not everybody is built to carry that environment forever. And not every rapper who makes drill-style music is emotionally wired for non-stop conflict. It's easy to look at artists and assume they're untouchable because they rap about pain with confidence. But sometimes that confidence is armor. Sometimes the music is therapy. And sometimes the same creativity that builds a fan base is the only outlet a person has to release what they're feeling. The truth is, we don't know what was going through Lil Papa's mind in those final hours. We know the official report about how his life ended. We know there were rivalries in the background. We know fans dissected lyrics. We know his name floated around in conversations tied to Julio's case, but knowing pieces doesn't equal knowing the full story. What's undeniable is this. He was 25. He had a catalog full of emotion. He had supporters. He had critics. He had history. And now he's gone. And whether people choose to focus on alleged street ties or mental struggles, the outcome is still tragic. A young voice from Jacksonville's scene ended far too soon. The debates might continue online. The theories might keep spinning. But underneath all that noise is a real life that ended abruptly. And that part should never get lost in the speculation. Not everybody is built for nonstop conflict, especially when you grow up in an environment where loss feels normal. When you're surrounded by people passing away, locked up, or constantly in tension, that pressure stacks up fast. And even if you try to act solid on the outside, that weight doesn't just disappear. It sits on your chest. It follows you home. It shows up in your thoughts when everything gets quiet. With Lil Papa, it really feels like we were watching someone who had a lot bottled up inside. His music carried it. His tone carried it. The themes in his songs weren't random. They reflected real stress, real battles. Now, I'm not saying nobody noticed. I'm not saying nobody reached out. We don't know what conversations happened behind closed doors. Maybe people tried. Maybe support was there. But sometimes when someone is deep in their own storm, they don't grab the help that's offered. And that's the heartbreaking part. As far as that final day, nobody can say for sure what pushed him over the edge. According to reports, there was a car crash before everything escalated. Maybe that moment felt like the last straw. Maybe it wasn't even about the crash itself, but about everything that had been building long before that. Stress doesn't usually explode overnight. It builds quietly. One bad moment can tip everything over. And let's be clear, none of us can sit here and say exactly why he made that decision. We can't simplify it. We can't reduce it to one rumor, one rivalry, one lyric, or one bad day. Human emotions are complicated. Mental health is complicated. Life pressure is complicated, especially when you're 25 and carrying fame, expectations, street tension, and personal struggles all at once. This situation should hit deeper than gossip. It should make people reflect. If you're watching this right now and you've ever felt overwhelmed, boxed in, or like you're carrying too much alone, please talk to somebody. I don't care if you're in the streets or far removed from that lifestyle. I don't care if you're a fan, an artist, or just somebody trying to make it through the week. If you need help, reach out. There's no weakness in that. Holding everything inside doesn't make you strong. It just makes the pressure worse. We don't need more stories ending at 25. We don't need more talent gone before it fully blossoms. And we definitely don't need more families getting those phone calls that change everything forever. At the same time, we also have to be responsible about how we talk about situations like this. Speculation can get loud. Rumors can spread fast. But behind every headline is a real person, a real family, real friends who are grieving. So while discussions about rivalries, lyrics, and court mentions will probably continue online, let's not lose sight of the fact that this is a life that ended too soon. Lil Papa left behind music that spoke volumes. Whether you agreed with his affiliations or not, whether you were a fan or just casually familiar, you can't deny he had a voice that connected with people, and that connection matters. If there's one thing to take from all this, it's that mental and emotional struggles don't always look obvious. Sometimes they show up in art. Sometimes they hide behind confidence, and sometimes they're there even when everything on the outside looks fine. Rest in peace to Lil Papa. Prayers to his family, friends, and supporters during this difficult time. If you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video so the conversation can reach more people. And if you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. There's another video popping up on your screen right now. Tap into that for more updates and celebrity drama you won't want to miss. I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, stay solid, and take care of yourselves.